like while I was on vacation. I told him I was on vacation, kind of made up some lies, but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, that whole thing happened. I ended up going back to the moving job.
Okay.
And this was about, I quit in December, like end of December or like very beginning of January, and then immediately went and started working for the moving company. And I started saving up money, got myself out of debt, saved up as much as I could, and then I got this place. So I'm now current. We moved into a room. Boom. Oh, and when I started working there, that's when I started getting some traction on TikTok. So
Got it.
yeah.
So at this time, December is when you really started getting bigger into TikTok. You had
Mm-hmm.
what one thing went off, one video went
Yeah.
off.
Well, it was in October actually is when it started. I posted like a video. I've posted stuff on YouTube before about how I lived in my car and it never blew up. I never ever thought it would like get me to where I'm at right now. I just
Yeah.
was posting it because it was what was happening in my life and that's what I've always done. I just post what's going on. And
Yeah.
so I posted this video, hey, this is what I eat while I live in my car.
Yeah. It
Blew
was
up. I
basically
was
your
just
routine of what it.
literally.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on one second. We're going to be right back. We're just going to check from our sponsors. Hey guys, it's Kyle. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Anchor is free and also provides you with creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And get this, Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you, so it could be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other streaming platforms, making it super easy for your listeners to hear. You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So we're back with ElijahWatz, and we are talking about his journey and where he's at now. So you get into TikTok, you have this video go off, and then you get this place.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like?
Surreal, kind of. I don't really know how to explain it. It's so weird going from literally nothing and then the very next day, like I have a place, you
Yeah.
know? Like, oh, well, it wasn't just the very next day, like it built up, but
It
I
was a
was
buildup.
sleeping in my car.
But yeah, it went from overnight, your whole environment changed.
Literally. Like overnight because well, it took a long time to build up, obviously the amount of money to get the place, but
Yeah.
this day, you know, on a Tuesday, I'm sitting here sleeping in my car, and then on Wednesday, I'm finally allowed to move in. I moved into this place, dude. Sleeping on a bed after a year was like I
It's probably
couldn't
the best
sleep.
feeling ever.
Well, no, I couldn't sleep. It felt good at first, but then
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep because I was so used to sleeping. Like I wish I
A
could show you,
certain
but
way.
like when I sleep, I sit down basically.
You're
So I'm
sitting
just
in a
leaning.
car like this,
Yes,
pretty
I'm leaning
much.
back.
Yeah.
So my back is in constant pain. Sleeping on a bed, it just felt like it didn't feel normal.
Because you have to think about it, like you were sleeping in your car for how long at this point? Like
Yeah, like
it
over a
was
year.
I was about to say it must have been over a year that you've been in your car, not really having a bed to sleep on
Mm-hmm.
unless you were at work.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it was crazy, but I mean, I'm so grateful to be here in this spot now. Like it means the world to me.
So what's like the biggest thing that you've learned from this whole experience, from moving out from your father's place that you guys had together, to going into your car, from then going into a car to your cousin's, to back to your car, and now here you are in this awesome apartment that you got?
That was a good abridged version.
What is that like?
um I don't know, man. Like I don't know what to say to that. It's just like I feel like I just learned persistence, and like all it did was just increase my work ethic
How'd
because
you
I've always
keep
had a strong
motivated?
one. How do I keep motivated? I learned this a long time ago. It was basically find out what your why is. I
Okay.
don't know if you've ever heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically you just figure out like what it is you want to do and why. Like why the hell do you want to do it?
So then my question to you, I'm going to flip that back on you. What is
Mhm.
your why?
My why is I was streaming earlier today. I was talking about this. My why is my family's been poor my whole life. We grew up severely in severe poverty.
Okay.
I want to change that. I want to make my family, my current family, wealthy. I want to create generational wealth, and that's just like, the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot
Yeah.
of other things I want to do with that wealth, but people say money can't buy you happiness. I think that's true for some people, but I telling you right now, when I have money, I am sure as hell way more happy than when I am poor.
There's probably a lot of the things that you don't have to worry about, like sleeping in your car. You have a
Yeah.
place to live. Like there's definitely something to be said about having money and being able to kind of lean back on that at
hmm
times.
Maybe it doesn't buy happiness, but it makes you less stressed out. And when you're less stressed, you're more happy. So,
Exactly. Exactly. What was that like kind of growing up in that poverty?
um, it was weird, dude. Like I didn't know we were super poor as a kid. Like
Okay.
like when I got a little bit older, I kind of realized it. So around like 11, 12ish, I started kind of realizing like, damn, we're poor. But like when I was like five
What
or
was that
six,
what was that moment that it clicked that you're like, "Oh, we're poor."
it's a good question. So every year I work for this Christmas tree lot with my dad. We go there
Okay.
every single year. It's family tradition. We've done it. I've been going there since I was a newborn baby. So I was probably, I don't know, I could have been 10 or 11. I'm not sure. But I remember I had saved up all the money that I made. I didn't get paid anything from the job, but I just worked for tips. So I would
Okay.
go like put people's trees on their cars and stuff like that, and they would tip me. I saved up like $200 or $300. I was so stoked, 11 years old, and like, oh, I'm gonna buy so much stuff, so many Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Should have done that instead of what I did with it because I would be rich. Um, but I remember I saw my dad sitting down on the couch, and he just like he had his hand on his head like this, and he was just like super stressed out. And I just went up and I asked him what was wrong, and he like looked at me, and I could just tell he was like devastated. And he was just saying like, I think we're gonna have to have Christmas later this year. And that like in my head, I was like, oh, like that's when it clicked. Like he doesn't have money to get presents. And so I took the money that I made and I hid it in his sock drawer. He probably knows that I did this, but I hid it in his sock drawer.
Yeah.
And then we had Christmas because I did that. Um, Ooh, gotta not cry right now.
Yeah.
So that was like probably the moment that I really realized like we're super poor.
And looking back on that now, what's like the biggest thing that you learned from that like experience of like going from working with your father and then realizing, having that moment of realization? What's like the biggest thing that you learned from that?
Taught me the value of a dollar.
Yeah.
Like definitely just taught me the value of a dollar. Like there's ways to do stuff without money, but like at the end of the day, cash is king, and it taught me it's important.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's extremely important. And what, like, looking back on like that now, right? If
hmm
there's like, would you change anything from your whole experience that you've had so far and your whole,
Not
I
a
guess,
thing.
journey? Not a
I
nothing.
don't think I'd be where I am right now if I changed anything. Like maybe if I could go back in time and tell myself like, hey, if you do this, you will be rich.
Yeah.
Buy some Bitcoin,
Yeah.
then yes. But other than that, no.
And what does your relationship look like with your family today?
It's good. It's solid. I don't have any issues with anybody. I still talk to my family at least a couple times a week. I know everybody likes to do it every day, but like we talk to each
Yeah.
other like maybe once a week. But it's
You have time to catch up about things then.
yeah,
You have something
exactly.
to talk about. And you said your dad is like your brother
Yeah.
and not really what does that look like now? Like you see him a lot,
I see him maybe once every other month. Like we see each
okay.
other pretty rarely because we're both pretty busy guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of sad. We should see each other more because he only lives like probably an hour away.
Okay.
But yeah, we're both just constantly working, so it's kind of hard.
And so now being in this new apartment, what does life look like for you now? What do you have going on for you?
Well, I've only been here for a few days, but so far I've just been trying to get all this stuff together. I started streaming on Twitch again, which has been really fun. Like somebody donated, I don't know if you know anything about Twitch, but they
Yeah.
donated 100 subs to me, which was
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah, it was nuts. So yeah, I started streaming on Twitch again. I'm gonna start up YouTube again because I took a little break from it because it was really hard making videos while living in my
Yeah.
car. But yeah, that's pretty much an average day for me. Still work.
Yeah. You're still with like the moving company and working for them and
Yeah, so I just do that part time. Everything else, like I'm putting all of my energy into social media. Like this has to work. So
this is your plan, this is your goal.
yeah.
And if you can give any advice to someone that wants to become a creator, become a content creator, what would be your number one piece of advice for them?
Consistency is key.
Okay.
I feel like if like I've been doing this since I was 11, but I've never been consistent just for like putting my head down and just like I'm doing this, you know. I've always been like kind of attacking it just from like a little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah.
I should have just put my all into it, and I feel like it would have blew up when I finally did do that. Like something happened. So consistency is key.
Yeah. And are you happy at where you're at now?
I'm very happy where I am, but I'm not content.
You want more.
Yeah, I mean
You want more.
that's the greed of man, right? Always
Yeah.
wanting more.
Yeah. And does it ever come to a point of like, I'm happy where I'm at right now? Like, does that make sense? Do you know
Yeah.
do you know what I'm
Are
asking?
you asking like where I'll finally be like, okay, I'm cool here?
Like in this moment, because you're not out of your car, like, are you happy for that? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely happy. Like I said, like I'm very happy where I'm at in my life. I'm just not content. I just want like I want to get to that next level. But
Got
I
it.
mean, hopefully I never get to the next level because then I'll stop pushing.
And what has the reaction been from your fans
Of me moving in,
of everything, of your whole this? Yeah, what has been the feedback from them?
dude, it is split down the middle. Some people are like ruthlessly hating me, and the others are like super happy for me. But
Have you ever experienced something like that before?
no, dude,
What is that like?
it's the craziest thing to have thousands and thousands of people telling you you're a terrible person every day,
That's terrible. Oh,
dude.
so when
And
they say don't read the comments, I guess they mean it.
bro, like I always was like, as like a kid, seeing all these content creators like making videos, like, oh, I'm so sad. Why is everyone hating on me? And I'm like, bro, get over yourself. Like, come on. But I'm like, bro, it is crazy. Like, it's
Because you're putting your
degrading.
story out there. Like
Yeah.
it's there's a level of vulnerability that comes
Yes.
into I know how to speak. That comes into play when you're talking about your story. Like that must have been hard to even hit that post button when you did so. Like
Yeah.
living in your car. And then now that you're in this spot, they're like, wait, we thought you were in your car.
Yep.
What happened? And so like that must be interesting to hear that
Yeah.
response.
So vulnerability.
Yeah.
Vulnerability is the correct word. I don't even know if I said that right, but that's the perfect way to put it because, dude, that's exactly what it was. It's like I did not want. Like, imagine if you were in this situation, you know, like,
Yeah.
do you think that you would want your friends to know that you're living in your car? Or do you think it would maybe like kind of stress you out to know that they know?
I wouldn't want anyone knowing.
Exactly. Like, it's like
It's a
anxiety.
pride thing. It's a pride thing.
Exactly.
Why should you look vulnerable to somebody? Why
Yeah.
do you like to your friends? So now here you are posting it to the world practically on TikTok. So
Hmm.
that must have
It's the
really,
same reason why when like your friends say, "Hey, want to go eat?" but you only have $1 in your bank account, you're like, "Oh, I already ate."
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you don't tell them I can't.
Yeah.
I'm poor. Like
I'll meet you
you know,
guys
it's the
after.
same thing. So in order to get that vulnerability, there we go, and actually like tell people what's going on, just to have like the majority of the people give me a bunch of hate and like tell me I suck, that kind of sucked. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm I'm making it for myself, and what they say, it doesn't really affect me at all. So
Yeah.
at the end
And
of the
how
day,
did
it's
you get
whatever.
to that spot of like feeling comfortable to post that and put it out there?
I mean, I don't know. I kind of just like figured no one that I know follows me on TikTok, so they would never see it. And then it started blowing up, bro. All of my DMs were from family members like, "Oh my God, are you living in your car?" And that was the most stressful part about it, I must say.
Yeah, because you don't want them to worry about you.
Yeah, I didn't want anybody to worry about me. It's like it's my own thing. I literally told all my family members like, "No, it's just for a video. It's just for a video." Like, cause I just lied to
Yeah.
them, bro. I didn't want
Yeah.
them to be all stressed out.
Yeah. And so now here you are. What's next for you?
What's next? So many things, man. Like I posted this in a video. I want to make $1 million by the end of the year.
Okay.
So that goes with starting a couple businesses. Keep grinding on all social media platforms. I need to restart YouTube definitely for that to happen. But that's the next goal for me is like start consistently streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and start my first business.
And do you have any do you have your ideas set of what you're going to be doing?
Yeah. So it's gonna be t-shirt business for the first
Okay.
one.